Welcome back, guys. It's your boy KIDSTATIIC. Now, today we'll be reacting to D'Angelo Russell's IQ has sold the Dallas Mavericks. Now, in typical D'Lo fashion, he hasn't been playing as good as he could have played. We've seen his numbers when he was in, let's just say, the Nets, the Lakers. He was putting up good numbers. I think like 16 to 18 points. Now, he hasn't been able to find that same comfortability with the Mavericks offense. On most nights, he honestly looks like he just doesn't knows what he's doing, which is kind of crazy. And we do know that he's not a traditional point guard. He's more of a scorer, but he can't even score. It's like it's not the same D'Lo. And I was never big on them picking up D'Lo, but I did hear a lot of people that really didn't mind D'Lo being on the Mavericks. They were saying, "Oh, D'Lo will do wonders for us." And D'Lo really hasn't done anything so far. So look, let's react to this stuff. And this stuff is hilarious, man. I feel so bad for D'Lo because I remember watching his YouTube videos like, "Oh yeah, going to Mavs, be a game changer. I feel like we have a chance." And it's like, bro, I feel like we had a better chance before Westbrook got there. I mean, D'Angelo got there. But look, I get it, right? We're still we're not healthy, right? Kyrie's not there. AD is like he's still not there. Lively is in and out the fucking injury. So we got to wait till we get fully healthy before we can actually see what this team is going to do. But we have to do something with D'Angelo Russell. We have to do something. We can't play him at point guard. But anyway, let me stop yapping. Let's react to the video. Make sure you guys lock in.
Is how teammates have been frustrated by the way D'Angelo Russell plays, and it feeds into the larger chemistry issues the Mavs have been dealing with. Here's the two most obvious examples. With the game tied at 114, Russell uses multiple pick and rolls to get the switch he wants, harder than late doubles. So there's going to be at least one guy that's a fight through the double team and throws a wild shot at the rim, and the Mavs can't score to win the game.
And that's the thing. I got no problem with Russ. Like, bro, D'Angelo, like, he's nice, right? I've seen it. Like, I know he's good. I got no problem with him taking those type of shots because we know he can hit those. But the problem is, since he's been on the Mavs, he hasn't been the same. Now he's had stints in games where he's played phenomenally well, but it's not consistent. Even his three-point shot, like I said, I don't know what happened to that, but it's not there. He's getting these screens, he's getting these wide open picks. Like you would think that he would be able to take advantage, but he doesn't. It's like he'll get a screen just to go back to the top of the key. That's like the player that sits there, crosses you over like 10,000 times just to go nowhere. Like they do all the crossovers just to go back to the same spot. Like that's D'Angelo Russell.
Now, if we watch this again, look at Najee Marshall and Max Christie. They're both waving their arms to try and get D'Lo's attention, and they're frustrated because they both had a potential open shot to win the game. And after that, Kyrie and AD consulted D'Lo to just figure out what he was doing. There's another one, rolling pressure play up the court. So he's trying to get rid of his defender. As the play progresses, you notice how long it takes him to just execute a pick and roll. And that's just to get Anthony watching that and couldn't believe what he was seeing before realizing that he's next in line to screen. After 20 seconds of dribbling, Russell then gives him a grenade, and that doesn't go in. So next possession for a score, Najee Marshall says, "I'm going to take the ball up myself." And instead of trying to run a play, he just decides to attack the basket and draws a foul. Now, the thing is that this has followed Russell throughout his career. Most probably remember JJ Redick infamously crashing out after he took multiple terrible shots last year against the Grizzlies. And the issue is he has an irrational confidence, especially hasn't been throughout his career. Naturally, he'll get attention when he's in LA. The reason it's been felt so greatly in Dallas is because of the first that can run the offense. And while D'Lo is a microwave scorer, he's not a natural passer. And you'll see all the opportunities that his teammates miss out on. For example, the Mavs have a 3-on-2, and with Flag ahead of the play, this should be a straightforward pass. But he waits a dribble and more too long to make the pass, which then gets deflected. This one's in the half court. Russell and Clay run pick and roll, and that slip screen gets Clay open. But D'Lo's head is down.
Bro, think he like Chris Paul, bro. Like And this is the thing. I'm sure we've all seen this in these games. I've seen these moments in these games where he would have these ample, wide open passes for his teammates that he always just waits, or maybe he just kind of does it a little too early. Like, dude, I don't know if he's trying too hard or if he just doesn't have the confidence, but I do feel bad for him because, in a sense, a lot of it is on his shoulders. And because of the way he's been playing, he's got what he's deserved, right? I mean, he's coming off the bench now to Brandon Williams. That's kinda crazy. But Brandon
Down
Williams
and thus takes
is
an extra
fire, he's
dribble,
fire.
which gives time for the Clippers to recover. That pass was also way too high, so Clay now has to pivot into an ISO. And the Mavs are lucky that Flag bails them out at the last second. This one might be the worst, though. The play here is for Najee Marshall and Flag to both set screens for Russell, but because Batum is overplaying him, Flag then goes to the basket. Russell doesn't want to throw that pass, so he just uses Marshall's screen instead, and that bounce pass is thrown way too far ahead. This is exactly where the problem lies. Russell's teammates are looking to him to basically create for others, but that's just not Russell's game. And what then happens is that no one knows what the other guy is thinking. This might be the most prime example. The Mavs have a 5-on-3 opportunity, and as Russell gets the ball, Caleb Martin is then calling for a lob, but just stops at the 3-point line, which nullifies any of these potential rim running options. He then looks off Klay Thompson and pulls an open three, but that's not the shot you're hoping for. So knowing that, Martin then tries to help Russell look for his own shot. He comes up to set a screen as he has Brook Lopez on him. Now it blitzes, so Martin smartly flips his screen to help Russell to get all this space to score. But Russell wants to get his teammates involved, so he thinks Martin's going to roll into that space, which leads to a turnover. So the issue here is that Russell has a score first mentality when the team is really looking for a pass first player. And because of that, the Mavs have preferred to start Brandon Williams, who was playing in the G League for a large part of last season. In fact, their offensive rating has actually been 2
Real
points
quick, I wanna
higher.
say shout out to Cisse as well. Cisse has been a phenomenal center who stepped up, when Gafford was injured while Lively was out. He's played phenomenally well, and I think that he'll be a good asset in the future. I don't know if we can pick him up, but at some point, if we can get his contract, I think he'll be a phenomenal center for us because he has a lot of energy. When he comes out, he plays with a lot of energy, and I really, really like him.
When he's on the floor instead of D'Lo. And the reason is that he's a slash first, pass first guard. So he is much better at attacking the defense and creating enough space for his teammates to then find better shots around the basket. This one's the best example. Williams runs pick and roll, and with zoom and drop coverage, this would be a shot that Russell would probably just take. But Williams does a little hezzy and drives, which then opens up this lob to Gafford. So while Williams isn't as skilled as Russell, his teammates know what he's looking for, which makes the offense run smoother. And that's why the Mavs have found more success playing with Brandon Williams than with D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, man. How do you guys feel? There's a lot going on with the Mavericks right now, I will say, but I'm always going to be a Mavericks fan, as long as Kyrie is on the team, at least. I'll leave it at that. But dude, what the hell? Russell could have been a good asset, and who knows, right? There's still time. Maybe before he gets traded, we see more consistency from him. That's really all I want. But shout out to Brandon Williams who stepped up, and he also stepped up last year. He's a phenomenal player. He's getting mentored by Kyrie, so I have no doubt he's going to be a special player for us. And Cooper Flag has been playing great. I think he'll develop well. And honestly, people have been confusing me, like, oh, why is he at point guard? The whole point was to make him better at playmaking, not specifically being a point guard, but a better playmaker. And we've seen that as he's been rotated back to his original position, right? We've seen him be more playmaking. So there was a good advantage to put him at point guard. Is that something that they should do now? No, but I think it's good experience for him. If Giannis could do it, if Jokic could do it, I mean, there's plenty of centers that play point guard for their team. So I think he'll definitely be able to do it, and he'll do it well because he's 6'9", vertical, and he has some hops for real. But I think the Mavericks will be fine in time. They got to get rid of Russell. I'm sorry, bro. D'Angelo, you got to go, bro. I love you, bro. But you got to go. You got to go. Clay's been playing fire, so maybe maybe we'll just let Clay retire. You know, we love Clay here, but yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. We have to wait until this team is fully healthy to really see their peak potential. But hopefully, Kyrie will be back soon. AD will be fully healthy. Lively will be healthy, and then we'll see everybody back on the floor. And Exum, I don't know. I think Exum's out for a season, some injury. I have seen him at a couple games, so he has been there and playing close. So we'll see, guys. Look, make sure you tap in for our future Mavericks content. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you did, drop in the comments below. How do you guys feel about the Mavericks? How do you feel about D'Angelo Russell? Do you guys want him traded, or do you guys think that everything that's going on really isn't his fault? But anyway, make sure you guys lock in, subscribe. It's your boy KIDSTATIIC. I'm out. Peace.